So, hello class, welcome in the new topic of the first chapter of 11th chemistry, and the topic name is empirical formula. Let's discuss first what is the really requirement of this formula and what is the application of this formula related to molecular formula. Actually class, the molecular formula is the actually indicates the number of atoms present in a molecule. Number of atoms present in a molecule. Let's see how. Actually, suppose we have a formula of glucose. The formula is C6H12O6, which actually indicates the number of atoms actually present in the glucose molecule. That is 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, and 6 oxygen. But if we are going through the simplest ratio of each of the atoms, you can see the ratio of the atoms are ratio. See, this is called simplest ratio of the same formula of glucose. Simplest ratio of the same formula of glucose. You can see now CH2O. This simplest ratio is actually tells about the empirical formula. So empirical formula is actually all about the simplest ratio of the atoms in any molecule. And molecular formula is the actual number of atoms in any molecule. That is the first basic difference between them. The actual number of atoms in a molecule, the ratio of the simplest ratio of the atoms in a molecule. With the help of ratio, we can actually guess what will be the mass composition. What will be the mass composition of the different elements or atoms involved in the molecule formation. With the help of ratio, we can guess that the 12 gram of carbon must be combined with 2 gram of hydrogen, must be combined with 16 gram of oxygen. You can see 12, 2 and 16. These are the mass ratio. The mass ratio of carbon with hydrogen with oxygen must be in this ratio. That will form a glucose molecule. We are not knowing the actual number of atoms, but we are knowing how they will react. So concept of reaction of different elements to make a molecule can be evolved with the help of this empirical formula. And with the help of empirical formula, we can enter in the molecular formula. Molecular formula can be achieved, can be get through the empirical formula if we are knowing the molecular mass. So students, with the help of molecular mass, we are having see, this is called integer. Actually, the simplest ratio, we are knowing in the simplest ratio, if we multiply by 6, in this simplest ratio, if we multiply by 6, we can get the actual formula of the molecule. That is C6H12O6. That 6 is called integer, means how many times we have to be multiplied to get the real formula, the molecular formula. And that the number of integer, that is called n, can be get with the ratio of molecular mass upon empirical formula mass. Molecular mass and empirical formula mass. So if we are having a molecular formula, so we can get the molecular mass. But if you are not knowing the molecular formula, we can get the molecular formula with the help of empirical formula. So empirical formula can be converted into the molecular formula with the help of that number that is called N. But all these concepts can only be actually learned, can only be understood with the help of example. So let's discuss how actually the empirical formula can be calculated, and with the help of empirical formula, how can we calculate a molecular formula. But before going for calculation, I want to suggest you one thing. You have to be learn the percentage composition. You have to be learn the percentage composition. Let's discuss about that. One more time. Suppose we are having calcium carbonate, that mass is 100 gram. The mass of calcium carbonate is actually 100 gram, which actually indicate that in 100 gram, out of 100 gram, the calcium is 40 gram, the carbon is 12 gram, and the oxygen is 48 gram. Actually class, the percentage indicate in what composition the different component present in the mixture or in a formula. In calcium carbonate, the atomic mass of calcium is 40, the atomic mass of carbon is 12, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16, 16 3s are 48. Total sum is called 100 gram. So you can say now, out of 100, 40% will be calcium, 12% will be carbon, and 48% will be oxygen. So the mass actually indicate the percentage also. The mass actually indicate the percentage also. It's all about how the different elements present in the different percentage composition by mass in a molecule. Look with some other example. If we are not knowing the molecular mass, suppose we are not knowing the molecular mass, we have formula like sulfuric acid and we are taking 100 gram of sulfuric acid. Suppose there is given 100 gram of sulfuric acid and they ask sulfur is 25%. Sulfur present 25%. What does it mean? If any sulfuric acid molecule having 25% sulfur, what does it mean? It means out of 100 gram of sulfuric acid, sulfur will be 25 gram. So 25% or any given percentage actually indicate what amount of mass of the same element present out of 100 mass. For example, if sulfuric acid present 25%, sulfur present 25%, so that means that 25 gram of sulfur out of 100 gram of sulfuric acid. So always percentage composition indicate the mass of the element per 100 mass of the molecule. Under this concept, we have an idea how to get the formula. Let's discuss a numerical that will make you more clear about this concept. Suppose we are having an example. We are having an example, an inorganic salt give the following percentage composition and look at the concept first. There are some percentage composition given of the different element. You have to make a table and all numerical and concept can be solved with the help of that table. Look at the concept carefully. Sodium, sulfur, oxygen. Sodium, sulfur, oxygen. The percentage composition is given. The percentage composition is given, that is 29.11, 40.51, 30.38. Look, in a question, the thing is given is that is percentage. This is called percentage composition by mass. Percentage composition by mass, which actually indicate in what percentage the sodium, sulfur and oxygen present in a molecule. So sodium present 29.11%, sulfur present this amount and oxygen present this amount. Then we have to be right the atomic mass of these elements. Atomic mass of sodium is 23, sulfur is 32, oxygen is 16. Then we have to find out the number of particles. Class, listen carefully. The formula mole is given mass upon molar mass. Given mass upon molar mass. There is given a percentage composition by mass. This is also represent this amount of mass per 100 mass of molecule. Percentage composition always gives you the idea of the mass of the element. You can say in 100 gram of the molecule, sodium present this gram, this amount, sulfur present this amount of gram, and oxygen present this amount of gram. So number of particles can be calculated by this given mass percentage upon atomic mass. So value will be 29.11 upon 23. 40.52 upon 32 and 30.38 upon 16. That will give you a number of particles. The given mass percentage upon atomic mass, as like the mole particle, that will gives you number of particles. Solve this value. What will be the value? The value is already solved here. 1.266 and 1.8797. This is the value after calculation. Look carefully. This is called number of particles in the terms of percentage that will come by the ratio by the division of percentage by mass with atomic mass. Fine. Now we have to convert this value in a simplest ratio. Simplest ratio actually can be calculated by division of when we divide Simplest ratio can be calculated by, you can be divide the smallest number, all the numbers when divided by smallest number, and the smallest number is 1.2660. So simply to get the simplest ratio, we will divide all these given numbers by 1.266. So that will come, that will be give 1, that will be give 1, and that will be give about 1.5. 1.5. You have to be right, nearest value. You have to be right nearest value. This is called 1.5. You have to be right nearest value. So on division, to convert into simplest ratio, we have 1.5, and that should be in a whole number. So just multiply by 2. Just multiply by 2. We can write 2, 2 and 3. These are called simplest whole number ratio of sodium, sulfur and oxygen. The simplest ratio of sodium is 2 in this formula, sulfur 2 in this formula, and oxygen 3 in this formula. And we are knowing the empirical formula actually indicates the simplest ratio only. Empirical formula indicates simplest ratio only. So the empirical formula of this compound will be 2 sodium, Na2, 2 sulfur, S2 and 3 oxygen. The simplest ratio of the elements will indicate the empirical formula of the molecule. So you can see the empirical formula of the molecule is Na2S2O3. So I'm going to revise how actually we did it. Just go through the percentage composition of mass. They have to be given in a numerical. Make a tabulation form of the all data informed you. Make a table, proper table. First write the number of elements. Just write the percentage composition given. Then write atomic mass. To find out the number of particles per 100 particles. Number of particles per 100 particles, because this is the percentage value. So we have a number of particles 1.26, that is the value. Then we'll convert into the simplest ratio by dividing the smallest number to all. Then we'll get 1, 1 and 1.5. The nearest value you have to be right, and then we'll convert into the simplest whole number ratio. Because 1.5 is a fractional value, so I'm just going to multiply by 2 in all these numbers. Then we'll get a 2, 2 and 3. This is simplest whole number ratio. Then formula will be Na2S2O3. Whatever the value will come, you can just write. All these values. So student, this is all about the empirical formula, how we get the empirical formula. Now let's suppose we are having a molecular mass. Suppose question also contain molecular mass. Then with the help of formula we will first calculate the empirical formula mass. Empirical formula mass 23 into 2 plus 32 into 2 plus 16 into 3 will give you empirical formula mass. Then we'll divide molecular mass upon empirical formula mass to get value of n. And I'm telling you the molecular formula. I'm telling you the molecular formula is actually equal to the empirical formula multiplied by n times. So when we will get the value of n, that will multiply by empirical formula and then will convert into the molecular formula. But the question must be contain molecular mass. If there will be any doubt, I'm concluding my lecture here only. If there will be any doubt regarding this, we'll solve some more numerical concept based on empirical formula. in the next lecture. Then we'll try to conclude the chapter, because the chapter is going to end with some more concept. We'll solve some numericals from the same chapter depending upon mole concept, molarity, normality, and mole fraction. We'll solve numericals. We'll solve some more numerical based on in limiting reagent, stoichiometric numericals, and imperial formula. So upcoming 2 or 3 lectures will actually constitute the different numericals concept of the same chapter. So first go and revise all the concept of the chapter, and then we'll attend the numerical portion of the same chapter. Okay, thank you.